16 past the top of the hour. We told you about all of the new projects that CTA is working on, and there are a lot of them.
There are. The main focus right now is on the Red Line. There's a lot of work on the south and north sides, but Roz is here with an interesting question from one CTA rider. Roz?
Yeah, I had somebody reach out to me and ask why the CTA never built a crosstown transit line west of the loop. Well, they almost did. The CTA-L system was originally built by private companies. The first line was opened in 1892 by the Southside Rapid Transit Railroad Company. The CTA didn't take over until 1947, when the city was planning subway and rapid transit expansions along with expressways.
In the post-World War II era, the plan for a crosstown rapid transit line was married with the city's plan for a crosstown expressway. And what had been two separate projects became intertwined after that.
Several corridors were looked at. The city decided on Cicero, connecting the Kennedy to the Stevenson Expressway, turning east along 75th Street to the Dan Ryan.
It would have had basically travel lanes in two directions that were separated by about a half a mile of space, and it was perceived that this would allow for redevelopment of that area.
This is the Cicero Avenue corridor where the Crosstown Expressway and transit line would have been built. Over 1,000 commercial businesses would have been lost, 150 industrial firms torn down, and more than 10,000 residents displaced.
By the time the crosstown was going to be constructed in the 1960s and 70s, there was a lot more awareness of the negative impacts of expressways on cities. So there was opposition.
So much opposition that by 1979, the crosstown route was de-designated as an expressway and transit alignment. As for the nearly $2 billion in federal funding set aside for the project, portions were used to build the Blue Line extension to O'Hare, as well as developing the Orange Line. Will the CTA ever reconsider a crosstown transit line?
In the future, we'll always continue evaluating the needs of our customers and of the city, and so you can never say never.
That Crosstown Expressway was a real political hot button in that time, costing some politicians elections. Proposals have resurfaced from time to time in one form or another, but right now, any plans for a crosstown, pretty dormant.
People are serious about getting around in the city. You gotta watch out, right?
I know, right?
So they'll be assessing. We'll see what happens in the future.
Constantly.
Yes.
Never say never.
All right.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.